Hello, this is Big Win Don Wilson for Top MMA News here with Mark Boots Holst. Every time we talk to you, Mark, there's always a lot of stuff going on, so let's just try to do a quick rundown here. So, just after the last time we talked to you, you had your 2 UFC outings. Why don't you just give us your thoughts on those?
Great experience. Wouldn't change it for anything in the world. Obviously, even though I didn't come out with the win, I had a great time. It was a great experience to go through it. And, I'd do it all over again for sure if, I had another shot maybe in the future or, who knows, we'll see.
Now, did you take anything out of that? Any special skill you want to go back and work on? Or what was your the big thing that you learned from your time in the big show?
Well, I already knew about like my holes and where I needed to improve, but obviously then, maybe not a lot of people knew about them, but now they do. And, obviously I got to go back to the drawing board and work on my ground game, which is, this year that's what I'm going to work on. And there's also like a Thailand trip that I want to plan out and, get back to my roots and do some Muay Thai fights over there. But I learned a lot and, to take all that experience and to move on, that's what everybody's been saying, that I just got to keep rolling with the punches and sticking in the game, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. Even though I retired from MMA fighting, that doesn't mean I'm retired from, training martial arts or fighting in different tournaments or different sports.
So you just hit on the subject. Big news, last Friday you came out. You announced that your next fight with Showtime would be your last professional mixed martial arts fight. Why don't you let the fans in on why you made that decision?
Well, a lot has to do with me being for 10 years I've been competing in martial arts, and I got into martial arts when I first started as a hobby because I liked it, I fell in love with it, and I want to go back to that. It's been 10 years of competing, 10 years of cutting weight, 10 years of training very hard, and so I want to go back to just training for the love of martial arts and further my skills, and like I said, work out my holes in my game and work the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments and the Muay Thai fights. I want to go back to that, and I also want to, another thing I want to start is, opening my own gym. So that's a big reason, and obviously opening a gym takes a lot of time and effort, and for me to compete in pro MMA and open a gym doesn't really fly. So I want to, focus on one, and then we'll see if, it does good, and then maybe go back to it one day.
So yeah, you said there, work on your weaknesses, go back to the ground game, do some jiu-jitsu. You get the school opened up. Is there is an end road for you to come back to the sport?
Not really. I haven't really worked it out with my manager yet, and I'm obviously gonna open up a OWAMA school, just so everybody knows it's gonna be a OWAMA affiliate. That takes many years to get, going, and for the school to support itself and, have enough members and for the school to be a success. I really want to work on, on that and get a successful school. And then, maybe we'll see on coming back, depending what are my goals there, or depending what I want to do at that moment.
All right, so we have the last fight being essentially the grudge match between you and Markel Showtime Wedderburn. The grudge stemmed from an incident that happened in the parking lot at the Casino de Lac Lamy after the last show. On Showtime's side, he said you exited the casino and smirked, laughed, said something. You have a slightly different take on that. Do you want to let the fans in on that?
Yeah, well, it was dark, and it was after the Showtime fight against Gramont, and if you have a little bit of, I don't know how to call it, but if you're a little bit smart, you know that Showtime went the distance with Gramont. I didn't. I got knocked out. So in my head, I'm like, why would I even wink or smirk or smile at him or even laugh at him? He had a great performance against Gramont and went to the distance with him. And, my hat goes off to him to do that because I couldn't do that. So it doesn't make any sense for me to wink or laugh about that or anything. I know his entourage or himself was saying, oh, at least I didn't get knocked out, so on and so forth. But, in the parking lot, we just crossed eyes and that was it. And I don't recall doing any of that. But, that died down maybe a few months after that. And then all of a sudden he challenges me on Facebook. So, right there, I did it the professional way and asked my manager and went through my manager to see if I could make the fight happen. and you know, we made the fight happen. And I think that kind of surprised him. Maybe he didn't think I would just step up and accept his Facebook challenge. Hopefully he'll learn a lesson from that, not to do that to anybody else. But you know, that's not very professional, I find. And you know, so I call him on it and see what happens on January 28th.
So I take it you're definitely looking at an entertaining match with Showtime. Not really one known to disappoint when he comes in shape and on weight. He's definitely quite a fighter. Is standing and banging something you're looking for? Would you like your last match to be one of your most entertaining?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I'm known as a stand-up guy, and you know, I haven't had really the chance to you know, show my Muay Thai skills, you know, for the last few fights. So I want to be able to have my last fight stand-up fight. So hopefully Showtime will stand with me. He is a bigger, you know, heavier and more experienced fighter than me. So I'm taking this fight, you know, very serious. I'm not underestimating him at all. You know, he's the same height as me, has much, you know, a lot of weight on me, and has more fights than me. So for sure I'm gonna be, you know, on top of my game for this fight. And it's, you know, he's known as an exciting fighter. I'm known as an exciting fighter. So I guarantee it's going to be fireworks.
Perfect. Well, nothing better to end it off with than a guarantee of fireworks. So this has been Big Win Don Wilson for Top MMA News. Mark Boots Holst, thank you very much.